Right in front of me here is the apples. You can see I grafted these myself. They're on dwarfing rootstock. They're taking a while to get going, but this year they're getting a really nice form to them. This is a 3-in-1 apple planting here. Oh, excuse the camera, guys. In the front of the house, I got these, and underneath them is Comfrey, you can see. And Comfrey is very ornamental. It also has many functions. The roots of these plants, they're really quite incredible plants. The roots of them go really deep down and get nutrients from down deep in the soil here and then bring it up in their leaves. So it's like a really nice plant, nutrient dense if I were to compost this. What's also nice about them is that they compost in like 2 seconds. A lot of people use them to actually start a compost pile. And this plant is just insanely vigorous, really awesome for pollinators. It's just awesome. So we're gonna harvest some here because it's getting close to the apple tree level here. You can actually see a ladybug in there. That's cool. Anyway, we're gonna just cut these down just a little bit and then use this as fertilizer in other parts of the yard. And that I'll show you guys later. So let's harvest a little bit of this. I know I'm cutting off the flowers, the beautiful part of it, but it is what it is. The thing is just too damn high for these current plants. In fact, what I could do is even snip the whole thing down, straight down to the base, which would be a bit extreme, but I could, and then have it regrow, and you can do this numerous times in a year. So let's just get this snipped down here, and then we're going to go to another part of the yard and do a very similar thing to the other comfrey I have in the yard. And that comfrey, we may just chop it all the way down to the base, and then we're going to put all this stuff here, all this material, on the fig trees, and maybe even the pawpaw, because the pawpaw is a very slow growing tree and we need to give it any help we can. So let's give it just that. This is my gooseberry bush, one of my gooseberry bushes, and here's the honeyberry, and they're just kind of shading those guys out, like I'm shading out the camera, your guys' view right now. So we're gonna take probably these two down to the base, and then we're gonna come over here to the fig trees, and you can see over here I've already done such a thing. I've already harvested some comfrey really only about a week ago, and this is what it looks like today. So this provides a really fast release fertilizer for these trees to get them jump started in the season. And then what we're going to do is, once we're done throwing the comfrey down, we're going to cover these fig trees, the base of these fig trees, with rocks, just to give them some extra heat. And these fig trees will be growing super quick. I mean super quick. So let me harvest this, guys, and I'll come back to you, okay? All right, guys, so this is what the plants look like now. We really took them down. I know it really sucks, and we lost a lot of flowers, a lot of beauty here, and that part's quite bad, especially for the bees, but it had to be done. And these guys will literally be back with more flowers, and just to the size that they were at, probably in like 3 weeks. They grow very quickly. You can cut them back multiple seasons. These I didn't really cut back that much, but you can see here it was probably for the good, because these guys, everything is a lot less shaded now in this bed. You can now see the potato plants, you can see the yacone in here, you can see the strawberries. The honeyberry has a lot more room to live, and the same thing with the gumi in the back. It's just, it had to be done. And you can see here the pawpaw trees, they're being fertilized as well, and they're also growing very well this year. Finally, right? Pawpaws just take forever to grow and establish themselves. One of the reasons why I have never done a video on it, but it's becoming a very popular fruit. It's native to North America. It's actually the largest fruit native to North America. And yeah, cutting back the comfrey plant. I've been doing this many times last year, trying to give this guy anything I can, because one, it's in a shadier spot. I know the sun's hitting it right now, but it only gets afternoon sun. You know, this tree, they really take forever to establish. So anything I can do, like I said, and finally, I think this year they're doing something. But you never know. It seemed like last year they did the same thing, where they grew this amount, you know, and then said, all right, I'm done. And that was the end. So who knows? Maybe this is the year. Maybe if I had put them in full sun, things would have been better. I know they say that you're not supposed to put them in full sun. Well, that's a myth. Neil R. Peterson, literally the leading pawpaw expert, maybe in the world, said that it's a myth. So I wish I had known that before, but yeah, I guess it depends on where you live in North America here, but I could have easily probably put mine in full sun, and they probably would be much bigger than they are today. But you know, I'm willing to be patient. But let's go over here to the figs, guys, back to what we originally set out to do in the video, which was to put down the comfrey. So I harvested plenty of comfrey. As you guys saw, they're all around the trees now. And that stuff really will break down super quick. And then the only thing left to do now is just to put some rocks. These guys will absorb the heat during the day, release it at night, create just a much more warmer microclimate, which is exactly what my figs want and need to grow better, to increase their metabolism by quite a bit. This also will help with a lot of winter protection here. It can also help with drainage. You're also covering the soil. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right, guys? I know I'm growing things in between here, in between the figs. You know, here's some string beans, and these are tiger almonds here. They're coming up. But I think once this is done doing its thing here, I may come in here in the fall and cover all the bare soil with more rocks, so that the entire bed here, the entire 20-foot length of this bed, is covered with rocks. And I think that's going to be much more beneficial than any kind of mulch or even bare soil. I really like this stuff here. These are called rice hulls. You can kind of see it here. This is what's left over when you harvest rice and you hull it. This is what that product is. So it's very sustainable, and it actually adds lots of silicone to the soil. I really recommend that stuff, and it really seems to have a lot of nice uses for figs. So I'm getting into it, and hopefully I see good results. Maybe I'll put some diatomaceous earth down. That's another source of silicone. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You know, this is some really easy techniques you guys can do. Chop and drop, just like lots of permaculture people do in their yards or in their food forests. It's very easy to do at your own home setting. Just get some comfrey plants, or even plant some things that you can chop and drop on an annual basis through pollarding. Maybe you can pollard some trees, drop down that mulch. And you know, anything, like I said in previous videos, anything you can do to increase the heat around your fig trees, it's going to be a dramatic difference in their metabolism, and therefore in the growth, and therefore in the hardiness, and therefore in the fruit, the quantity and the quality. So yeah, guys, thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll catch you guys next time, and I'll leave you here with a little bit of my first pomegranate flower. It looks like it's opening up. Thumbs up for pomegranates. All right, take care.